Hey, what is up guys, Vandy here, and today we're back with another video. Today is a lot different than what we usually do. We have one of the owners and lead composers for Gmyb. She is absolutely amazing at what she does. First of all, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Perfect.
A little bit tired, but you know.
Oh, trust me, I hear you. Oh, I was gonna say I literally just got off of work myself, but yeah, no, I get it. It's been hot as hell outside. I don't know what's been going on, but I live like down south in the U.S. And it's been like over 90 like every single day, all getting towards 100. So
the UK heat wave feels like someone opened the gates of hell in my country.
Yeah, but how has been working on the project with Gmyb been recently? What's been your most recent thing you've worked on?
It's been going pretty decently. As of the current moment, I've been doing a lot of outside work for other people, but I do plan on getting back on music for Gmyb soon. I've been managing a lot of the direction of other songs as of the current moment, so just supervising.
Yeah. And that's completely okay too. Like putting some time and effort into some side projects and doing other things, I can definitely see where that's like, you know, that's completely okay. Because give me your best, as it seems from the outside view, as someone who is not a developer myself, it just seems like such a giant project, especially with it being so unique. And that was one thing that pulled me in immediately, was that, you know, when I'm looking at all these Roblox ASIMs, and like, don't get me wrong, I play other games besides Roblox, and there's other ASIMs like Dead by Daylight and stuff like that. But specifically, when I saw Gmyb, it was an ASIM. If I'm not wrong, correct me if I am, but it's an ASIM without someone controlling the killer, correct?
Yeah, primarily. I believe we are implementing specific like game modes where people can play as the killer.
Okay.
So it really just depends on that kind of thing. I think we plan on it being a separate game at the current moment, like a split off thing. But I'll have to like take like a bit of a look at other things related to that. So as of the current minute, that's our current plan. Things are always subject to change though, so we'll be looking at how to properly implement that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, dude, I honestly, like, by first glance and just thinking about it in my head, I was actually talking to one of my buddies yesterday, and like, he doesn't really say anything to anyone else. I was like, dude, I'm totally gonna be talking to this girl who's like the owner of Gmyb, right? And I was like, the game looks so cool because, like I was just saying, the unique ability of not having someone playing as the killer, primarily at launch, you know, like you were saying, but from first view, like your initial idea. But I was telling him, and he was like, man, that doesn't really seem too fun. And you know, it doesn't really seem like it's a good idea on the outside. And I tried to ask him why, but he didn't really have too good of an explanation for it. But I can understand the satisfaction of wanting to play as a killer and stuff like that, whether it's a killer, a creature, whatever it may be. Especially like geometry. Like, geometry's got such a cool fucking design. And like a lot of these Roblox ASIMs like to go for not so original ideas and go off of like what do you call it, like the Roblox ARGs and like fan-made lore and stuff like that, like 1X and Cool Kid, and like Forsaken has a whole bunch of them, and so does what was the name of it? It wasn't Die of Death, it was another one, but especially those, the popular ones, they make a lot of characters that are more so the same, but you guys are very unique, especially with like the Caretaker. That was a design that blown me away, honestly. I first reacted to it at the music, and I was more focused on the animation than anything. Just in the visualizer, I'm like, whoa, it's such a cool looking design for something. Like, I've never really seen that before. Like, it's something different, you know? You're not going for miniature, regular size things. You're going for kind of niche and unique design, which is great. But besides that, I really wanted to ask you, because the game's been in development for a little while. What's been like your favorite track you've worked on so far? Like, if I'm assuming you've worked on most of them, right?
I've worked on quite a bit of them, yeah. Primarily Geometry's themes as of the current moment. But my favorite one probably that I've worked on has to be One Last Time, just because of the unique direction of it.
Nice.
Speedcore as a genre is not something that I've done very often, but
Really?
the sound design for it was very fun to like work with.
Yeah, like
A lot of
as
distortion.
soon as I heard, I it might have been One Last Time was the one that was. Is that the one that was with Geometry versus someone, right?
Yeah, Devi.
Devi, that's right. I was gonna say I actually have some of the tracks pulled up as well, so I could use them for reference. But when I heard that and the default Geometry music as well, I remember talking to you before, and I was like, dude, that's like totally some Skrillex shit. Like, it's, you know, it brought me back to like over 10 years ago. I was a lot younger, obviously. I mean, I'm still young, but I remember listening to like Skrillex and Major Lazer, less of like Marshmello, but like Knife Party especially. It seems like it takes heavy inspiration from that.
Yeah, a lot of my childhood was actually a lot of songs by a bunch of EDM people. I think one of the big ones would have been The Living Tombstone. That's
Nice.
one of my big inspirations.
Were you a big FNAF head,
Just like-
or?
Yeah, I was one of the ones who, when I was like a lot younger, I used to watch those jump scare compilation videos, and I found
Oh my
Living Tombstone, I was
god, dude.
"Whoa."
Oh, that's awesome. I watched those like for every single game every time they came out. It was like, oh yeah, I want to watch all the jump scares. You know, it's so cool. But yeah, no, the Living
it was just so
Tombstone does have a
random.
lot of great music, even outside of FNAF too. What about like fan-made FNAF music and like maybe other stuff? Any interest in those?
I remember, I don't know, is it yeah, I Got No Time was one that I remember listening to.
Wait, really?
But that's also by Living Tombstone. Oh my god.
That's actually my
I feel like so
that's
many
my
of
favorite
rap songs I
one.
listen to. Oh my god, really? That's
Yeah,
actually
no,
like,
seriously.
it's such a good song. My favorite one has to be the FNAF 3 one. I think it's called Dying of Fire, if I remember correctly.
Oh my god. I hope you die in a fire.
Yeah, this is honestly like the
And it's like
great.
the bass bumps, and it's like the I wouldn't say like rave, it's kind of like dubstep a little bit, and it was such a huge thing back then too, with like the Minecraft parody songs or the FNAF parody songs. It was like huge on dubstep during the time. Less of like pop and like rock and metal and stuff like that, but which is also something else I wanted to ask you too on top of that, because obviously there's a ton of different genres other than the kind of specific genre that Give Me Your Best goes for. I did notice that you were a part of the Byte by Night server, you're a part of the Forsaken server, so I can obviously tell that you're a little bit involved. Have you do you work with them at all, or are you just there to be there?
I'm in the community service just to be there, but I do know some of the developers personally behind both.
Hey, that's what's up though.
So
I'm sure they look to you for certain things as well.
I mean, yeah, sometimes one of my friends from Forsaken likes to send music to me from time to time, so
That's really cool. I
occasionally,
love
yeah.
that. Yeah, so like one thing that really interests me that was a little bit different with Give Me Your Best was, like I was saying, the genre is like, for right now, from what you guys have available on your official channel and in the official Discord and everything, it more so seems it falls under the same theme and genre of one another. But games like Bite by Night and Forsaken obviously use a vast variety of different genres of music, and Bite by Night being one of the more recent ones, which I personally loved as a metalhead, because they used a lot of metal guitar. I heard a lot of like 8 strings in there, and so much like distortion and like aggressive energy and stuff like that. Do you guys think you'll ever try to switch it up and do anything like that, or do you want to stick with like kind of the same vibe, or?
I would say it depends on certain characters that we have in development, but we definitely plan on branching out some genres while trying to keep the music as consistent as possible. One thing we've been very interested in is metal music, actually. So
yes,
you might see a bit. You might see a little bit of
so
that.
happy. I just invested a few months ago into getting a metal guitar myself. I've been starting to learn, but I've been like, my dad was in a band like before I was born, and like I have a lot of friends who are also in bands and stuff like that. I actually have one that was in a death metal band, which is crazy, but I've been so, like, metal just scratches my brain, so it's like a personal preference thing, but it's so many developers, especially with something as Roblox, the music is so amazingly produced, and also specifically just with Give Me Your Best. Something I noticed, especially with the Caretaker's music, if I could reference it correctly here, let me just pull it up real quick. It was Stream Tragedy, specifically. That one and the original Caretaker music, they utilize a lot of emotion in it, I noticed. And, like, it almost seems like the music, besides it being the genre that it is, it's almost like storytelling. And people love that, because I've went through the comments, multiple times, and I see the same people saying things like, you can hear the tragedy in the music, and you can hear like the sadness, or like, the background of the character without even knowing who the character is to begin with. What was your thought process going into that? Like, how were you able to develop that emotion in the music? Like, what made you want to do that, if that makes sense?
So, Stream Tragedy as a whole, I believe, was made by one of our other musicians. But when it comes to my personal direction, I always try and look into storytelling and whatnot. Like, Debbie does tutorials, I've watched the AIG, I've kind of, looked at a lot of the storytelling aspects, and in both of those songs, Tell Me and One Last Time specifically, I always tried to like implement certain dynamics between characters and whatnot, which honestly, back when Cooper was the owner and like helped, like, he made that visualizer, it also really helped with like both of those songs, because it kind of attached that storytelling to those things in general. Storytelling to me is very important in music for games like these, especially when characters have lore. I feel like it's probably one of the most important things to consider when making a song.
Damn, that's wow, that's like the best response you could have ever given. I mean, I'm blown away by that. I didn't even know what to say. I was like, dude, I was like hoping that would be your response, because like I am so huge on music. my entire life growing up, and emotion and storytelling and the lore behind wherever the music is coming from is so extremely important, especially when it's coming from the lead person who makes it. Like, obviously, you being the lead composer on Give Me Your Best, and taking charge of a lot of things that's going on, whether you make the track or you just help work on it or just give insight on it. It sets such a tone and it sets a theme so well that'll get people hooked. And I think that's like a lot of the Roblox audience is younger people, but as a younger version of myself, you know, back then, like for example, like we both like the FNAF music, but when we were listening to the FNAF music, let's say, for example, like FNAF 2, it's been so long, but that was like one of the best damn songs ever. But you could tell like they're putting the emotion into it, and they're setting the scene. It goes off the story, and even as a kid, we were like, "Wow, that's fucking amazing!" Like, but as I've gotten a little bit older, the song has grown with me, and I look back at it. I saw the FNAF 2 movie in the theaters with my girlfriend, and I was like, "Dude, this is so cool!" Like, and you know, it's like it hit home immediately.
I remember seeing the credits and being like, I literally freaked out. I was like, no way did
I told her beforehand, I was like, if I hear that song, I'm jumping up out of my seat and I'm screaming, like.
It's literally just, it's so great though. It's like nostalgia, just straight up nostalgia. It always makes like that. Just sitting a kid in me from like back in the day, just so happy to see stuff like that.
Absolutely. No, it's great to hear that you love to put that into your music, and honestly, that's such a great talent to have when you know you're able to do that. Because there's a lot of composers out there that just kind of, they make music for shits and giggles, and they make tracks for games and movies and even TV shows or animes, whatever it may be. And it just sometimes it just doesn't show any emotion at all. But you guys really know how to do it right. But just a curious question: how long have you been working on music? Like, when did you start getting into music like this?
So I started music production when I was about 11. I started with online sequencer. I used to mess around in class instead of doing my work in like IT lessons. When I was 12, I got gifted FL Studio. I don't use it anymore, but that's kind of how it started. I tend to use a DAW called Bitwig these days, but my music production journey as a whole is very extensive. I've studied music production in college and stuff like that. So, long history of just composing things.
Wow, that's
sound design.
Amazing. That's that is a far journey, honestly, and it takes a lot of work to get there. It takes up so much time out of what little free time you may have between, you know, trying to maintain a work-life balance and also trying to train yourself in that talent to do that in that career sense, or, you know, that what would you call it, that path, pretty much. Myself, I wanted to get into composing and making music and stuff like that a long time ago. As you know, like I said, my dad was in a band, and I've known a lot of people who are into music like big time. But now, like, video game music is like my top thing because it holds so many genres and so many different levels of skill. So it's something really cool to get into. Which I would assume by now. So do you like making music? Do you like making music for Roblox games specifically, or especially Give Me Your Best?
Honestly, Ever since I was younger, one of my biggest dreams was to work on game music, and I would say, in a way, I'm kind of fulfilling that. So I'm sure my younger self, if I could go back and like talk to her, would be extremely happy. Um, so, I mean, I'm kind of having a lot of fun doing what I do. I really enjoy producing. I always work to improve and on music every day, even though it's been quite a while.
That's awesome.
It's just fun.
Seriously. Let's see.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Honestly, it's been so much of a pleasure being able to talk to you and everything. But I had to shed light on something because I noticed something about your profile, and I was like, all right, I wanted to dig a little deeper, and you know, who is Violet? I see from your name here. I don't know if you prefer to go by something else, but I saw you like Persona, and I feel like that might come in inspiration for something.
I do love Persona, and Persona inspiration for certain things has very much been taken in certain little directions.
Nice.
Persona music as a whole is something I've been just over obsessed with when playing through some of the games in the franchise. I have a soft spot for some of the older tracks as well, like Persona 1 has a very nice battle theme, very good boss theme.
Yeah.
Very underrated.
It's been such a long time since I even touched a Persona game, but I want, like I said, I wanted to shed light upon that topic because I was like, oh man, you know, Persona, like,
coming out next year.
I know, yeah. And you know, they just made their whole big announcement. Oh, I think it was the Xbox Live or something like that. They were like, oh yeah, Persona 6, and it's like, what? You just announced a revival coming out, and you're working on Persona 6, and it's like, that's crazy. But the series itself is amazing, and the music is like, I wouldn't say even better, but on par with the game itself and the story and storytelling. I have a friend who's like...
Persona 3 made me cry.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I seen that Persona 3 specifically was your favorite. But dude, if I told my friend that you loved Persona and you were like a composer and everything, she'd like freak out, because she's like autistic about Persona. It's really funny. You ask her anything about it, she knows. It's really funny. But right now, besides Persona, and besides, you know, anything related to Roblox, what would you say your favorite is to play outside of that?
I would say when it comes to playing games, a lot of the time my friends have to get me into games and they have to try very, very hard because of how obsessed I am with Persona. But one game I've been playing a little bit recently would be Marvel Rivals.
Nice. There you go.
I used to play Overwatch when I was really young, so
yeah.
Like OG
do you still play Overwatch?
Not anymore. I think Overwatch 2 ruined the game.
I was gonna say, I'm so happy for you didn't fall into that trap, because low-key, I don't play it anymore either. Overwatch 1 was the shit, but Overwatch 2 low-key ruined it for me. I can't, man. You know, anything that follows suit into the kind of gotcha game or greedy mechanism, you know, it starts to, they all follow the same thing. It's like almost like Rainbow Six Siege. They're practically free at this point, and all they do is just battle passes and collabs, you know, and it ruins the game entirely, because it changes from focusing on fun gameplay mechanics into, you know, just greedy corporate, you know, we love your money, we'll take it any day, pretty much. Like, when they did Street Fighter, I was like, dude, that's so cool, but I'm totally not playing.
Yeah. It's like, it's the same logic I have with certain things. Like, I remember what Atlas came out with, Persona 5X, I think it was, and it's just a straight up gacha game, and I'm just looking at it like, I'm not playing this even if it's free to...
I hear that.
It's like, so many of those types of games are just existent. They're always free to play, and they're like just filled with purchases and all this other stuff. And you just want to play the game and have a bit of fun with it. But then there's no other option to like get things. Like if you want a cosmetic or in-game currency, you can get it, but it's like sort of slow. Or maybe you want a specific thing, but then they've done a collaboration and it costs actual money instead of having an option to actually get that for playing the game.
Yeah.
It's just a bit greedy, in my opinion. Like companies like that.
I definitely agree, honestly. That's another thing I want to ask. So with Give Me Your Best, do you think like when it releases, is it gonna be something like Byte by Night where everything is going to be completely obtainable for free, like whether it's rewards or cosmetics? Which I don't know a lot about Give Me Your Best. I've seen things from the outside, and I'm busy myself. So if there has been things announced about it, and I missed it, definitely correct me on whatever it may be. But will there be 100% like everything will be obtainable without having to buy anything? Like real money?
Yeah, that's the direction we do plan on going towards. I don't think we said anything about that publicly, but anything like, I don't know, anything that would be purchasable cosmetic wise, maybe with Robux, which I doubt we would really go for anyway, but if we ever did, anything like that would also be obtainable with currency as well, because we're really against like having to shell out real cash for things without like a way for people playing the game to actually obtain that by playing the game. I feel like the whole point to playing a game is just to actually like be able to properly play it, get the stuff you want, and like, you know, work for it maybe a little bit by just having fun, enjoying yourself, and not having to spend money.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. And a lot of developers, well, let's say like Forsaken, for example, because I've been playing a shit ton of Forsaken. I've been grinding it because there's, you know, a few things that I want to get on there, and I've been trying to get better at the game and just kind of trying to grow that mindset of, you know, like gameplay mechanics for ASIMs, because I absolutely love ASIMs, like games like Dead by Daylight, some games in Roblox, like Die of Death, well, no, more or less Die of Death, but Forsaken, Byte by Night, whenever that comes back. But just to name a few, and like Outcome Memories, even though it's dead. But getting used to the mechanics of the game, because you know, it's really fun to play with and everything. But what would you say that the sorry, I hope I didn't cut you off. What would you say the expectation is for difficulty for the actual game's mechanics and gameplay?
So I would say the mechanics are a little bit hard to grasp. I do believe like stuff like parrying and whatnot will add a bit more of an interesting gameplay element to things as well, because it gives you that extra option. So we obviously have to make up for things like that by ramping up certain elements in difficulty. But I would say, as of the current minute, it's definitely planned to be like semi-difficult, but not, you know, too difficult. A little bit of a challenge, but not enough for someone to like absolutely rage quit immediately, you know?
Right. Yeah, no, trust me, if it was annoying, I'd probably get the hell off the game and be like, you know what, fuck that shit.
It's always important to maintain a good difficulty, especially with balancing.
Yeah, it is extremely important that I've realized from the outside, being a player, just a player myself, but you know, seeing the developing scene and seeing like basically behind the scenes works for some of these games. I understand it is difficult to kind of maintain a simple layout and a simple well, let's say like a simple visual, like first glance, first look to everything, because it's like if it's too confusing, they're gonna be like, this is a lot, I don't really want to play it, or I don't really want to get into it, yada yada yada. But when it comes to like the killer's side, especially of things, it gets annoying when it's someone's trying to parry you, and like you could barely even tell or something like that. So understand it. I'm glad that you understand, and your team understands the importance of mechanics and stuff like that. Is there anything unique that you guys are bringing into the game, mechanic wise, perhaps?
There is quite a lot of unique mechanics when it comes to specific things. Like certain maps have certain mechanics. I'm sure you've seen Paladin, a few of those animations.
Yeah, Paladin looks cool, man. I was so psyched about that.
Paladin himself is actually a map-based sub-entity. So he essentially will like burst from a wall and there remains. A lot of people think that he's part of Gmyb, but he would actually be exclusive to that map. Maps have certain mechanics, and killers also have their own certain mechanics as well. Obviously you have your survivor passives, but that's kind of a given. So it's a lot of stuff like that that can just spice up a game and just spice up a lot of rounds.
That's really cool, honestly. That's really unique too. I definitely say that's probably one of the most unique things about your game. Sorry, I'm like fucking. I'm at a loss of words. Like I'm trying to find a way to word stuff, but like I said, this is my first time doing this, so.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us,
No, seriously.
Oh my goodness, you keep spying on me. When you mentioned Marshmallow earlier, I got Marshmallow recommended.
I used to listen to him a little bit, but I remember back when like Fortnite was collaborating with Marshmallow. It was like Happier and Alone, and like all his like really simple music that he made. I remember because I used to look into when he made his music. So that song Happier, it took him 3 hours to make that. And I was like, dude, what? Like, that's absolutely brilliant. Like, you'd have to be on another different type of level as a composer, or like even if you're just a DJ like Marshmallow and a producer at the same time. 3 hours to come up with something so quickly, just something really catchy, something that falls within the theme of the music and the lyrics and everything, just trying to make it upbeat, because he's in that genre. But how long does it normally take you to make one of your guys' tracks in the OST?
So usually when I'm making a track for Give Me Your Best, it tends to take probably about, I'd say, 3 to 5 days, depending on complexity. Surprisingly, One Last Time, I believe, was made in probably the shortest amount of time compared to like Tell Me. I think, if I recall correctly, it took me like about 3 days to completely finish One Last Time. I was very focused on it because I had a lot of fun making it.
That's really awesome. What made you excited about it?
Honestly, I feel like it was just the unique sound design element where I was like using a bunch of these different synthesizers that I have, like, to make these kind of unique sounds, especially like those really distorted kicks you'll hear like around the speedcore sections. I used a bunch of like samples as well as like synth like modulation stuff just to like make something like that. It's really complicated, but it was really fun to actually like generally make.
Yeah, and from the outside listening to the music, as I did my reaction and everything, and obviously I'm extremely excited to play the game, and I'm totally gonna make as many videos as I can on the game when it comes out. But That's really awesome. I didn't realize how complicated it was on the outside, but it definitely seemed as if it were so on the outside, like listening to it, because like there's a lot of pitch movement, and there's a lot of different synthesizing sounds and mastering and mixing within the music. It just blew me away. It was like, as soon as I heard it, it was such a big level up compared to a lot of the things I have listened to on Roblox. Because like I said, I've listened to a lot of like metal and stuff like that when it came to like Bite by Night. But even if we go to Forsaken, for example, I'm sure you know who Nolly is. A lot of his music is a lot of synthesizing, like breakcore and dubstep and you name it, it's there type shit. But it was just immediately either on par or better than that. And I was just, that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm here talking to you, because it gathers so much attention when you see the work gone into it. Do you think the same level of production will go into music, like different brand new music down the line for the game, or do you think the quality may be higher or lower than what it is now?
Well, I'm always striving to improve the music direction as much as I can. So I feel like I'm hoping that there will be an improvement. I don't actually see the music downgrading though, as I tend to really, really try and get into what I'm making a lot of the time. Especially when it's electronic. I specialize in a lot of electronic music as it's like the main genre I've been doing for a long time. But I do also do other genres of music. I like to dabble in a little bit of metal sometimes myself.
Yeah, baby.
But overall, the music quality, I'm hoping I can make sure maintains as consistent as possible.
That's so awesome. I love that. And I love that you're so excited to do this. Just like, even if you're just, I don't care if you're putting a face on for it or whatever, you seem extremely enthused about it. Even when I was talking to you beforehand, before we had this whole talk and everything, and during the recording. But you seem so excited about the project. You seem so happy of the outcome of all the music. And it's absolutely amazing what you guys have done and worked on so far. So I just want to say congratulations on all the work that you guys have done, and I'm really glad that you guys have came out and gotten so many views and so much attention even before the game's actual release, which is even crazier. It's extremely hard to do that, especially with hundreds to thousands of different Roblox developers. You guys made it stand out from the rest, and that really says something. But someone else I wanted to ask. So we spoke about different OSTs, and you like Persona, and you like kind of like this dubstep genre that you guys are going for right now. And I know you said that certain themes depend on character and stuff like that. So I assume that you like a lot of different types of music, and I know you said you like to dab on little other genres here and there, but OSTs in general, soundtrack wise, when it comes to other games, like, is there anything else that you really like? Because I'll say personally myself, like, when I look at OSTs, like especially like Terraria's Calamity mod and stuff like that, which I started listening to, is amazing. Even things outside like original works itself, that and even Fortnite's composing with some of their events that they do. There's a lot of different games that make really good OSTs, but what would you say, like, if you had to name top 3 right now, outside of Persona, which I know you love?
I would say, personally, if I were to really go into it, I feel like my number one soft spot for music in games is Yeah, I'd actually say it's Geometry Dash.
Yes.
Geometry
Oh,
Dash has
that's
some
so good.
bangers. Number two, I would say I like a bit of the music in Just Shapes and Beats.
Okay.
And my number three would probably be Ultra Kill. Ultra Kill has a lot of good songs, a lot of that good breakcore, cybergrind kind of thing,
Nice.
which I really like in a soundtrack. Also, I do like Terraria's like Calamity soundtracks as well, like DM Docker as well, like was incredibly good.
Yeah, even the original soundtrack, I mean, I appreciate that just as much, you know. Something that really calls out to me when I talk about Terraria is Plantera's theme. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but oh my god, it's so good. They made a newer theme years ago when they updated the game, and it was like heavy metal, you know. They had a lot of electric guitar in there, and it as a boss, like being in the jungle, and it set the vibes for a very like jungle like boss, but it was supposed to be like badass, like this aggressive evil boss, but adding the guitar on top of it was like really cool, and I was like, dude, that's so fucking cool. But
yeah, Terraria always has like a lot of unique soundtracks. I remember when I was younger, I used to play Terraria a lot with some of my friends. I remember back in the day, you used to be able to have these like weird custom worlds where you could like access the Moon Lord early on like PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, Terraria brings about like a lot of memories for me. I remember I used to absolutely suck at it, and then like my friend had the Moon Lord in his like save, and I was playing it like, what is going on? What is going on right now? But a lot of like the music in Terraria is great. I remember there's a lot of good things, like they have like that one song. I don't know if it's the menu theme or if it's the overworld theme. I think it is the overworld theme, but that stood out to me a lot.
Yeah.
But Terraria has a lot of music that's like based on certain things, and I do think it's really well made. It has a lot of that like chiptune element to some of the songs that's like very synthetic, but it fits with the actual game itself because it's like this little electronic kind of simple music with like some of the songs that's like very fitting for this like pixel-like game that's just got like such a unique atmosphere to it.
Yeah. That's really cool. I mean, I grew up pretty much the same way. I fucking love Terraria. I mean, I played the shit out of it, and it really sucks. I tried to go back recently and platinum the game on PlayStation because that's primarily what I play on. I'm trying to build a PC right now, which is cool because I've never had one before. I'm recording everything with my laptop that I got right now. It's like the thing's not in shambles, but I kind of spilt a Dairy Queen Blizzard on it a while ago.
Oh god.
And for the last few years, it gets overheated really easily. So I'm so happy that things are working right now. But I know as soon as I get a PC, like I want to blow through that game 100% as soon as I get it. But to move on to the very last portion of this, because I know this has been going on for a bit, and I don't want to hold you too long, but
oh no worries at all. I don't mind.
Okay.
I don't mind any of this. It's completely fine to me.
I'm so happy I got to talk to you, honestly. Like, it's just like it was making me so excited. Like, I was like, oh, I get to talk to this developer for Gmyb, and even being able to talk to any developer is I'm grateful as is. So thank you for being able to make the time and come out and talk about a lot of different things, and even things you haven't talked about before. And with that being said, actually leads to my next question. And this is kind of a big one, so if there's any expectation, or sorry, if there isn't any expectation for it, it's completely fine, but is there any idea or timing window for when you guys possibly want to come out with the game, like release the game?
Okay, so our current goal as of the current moment, according to our roadmap, would be December of this year, I do believe. As of the current moment, we're very set on that release date. Obviously, I can't fully confirm or fully deny release dates at the minute, but for approximate timing and like that kind of thing, I would say December of this year is our current goal to work towards.
I think for what you guys are doing, it totally deserves the time that it's getting to fully produce the game and actually, come out polished and high quality as is. And, with everything that you guys got right now on the forefront of your community, I think you guys are gonna set a really good first look at the game, especially right before it comes out. But I'm extremely excited to see the finished product of when you guys do actually release it. But whatever time you guys need to take making the game, go ahead and take it, because everything's looking absolutely amazing so far. So please don't rush. I mean, like it's almost like the same thing with Byte by Night. Like as soon as it went into maintenance and stuff like that, and you shut down the game for like over a month now, I immediately knew. I was like, dude, I really hope these guys take the time to just cook with whatever they're cooking, because they already came out with a pretty polished game besides, a few bugs here and there within gameplay mechanics. It was extremely high quality off launch, and it didn't really even need anything else. They could have kept it as is and it would have been awesome. But yeah, I think what you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. But actually, how long has the game been in production so far?
I would say Gmyb has been in production for about 8 months there and around. So I remember the first video on Cooper's channel, if I'll take a look at it, short suppose. That released in July of 2025.
Wow.
So we're
so
reaching
it's been almost a year.
Yeah, quite a while, And originally Cooper, I feel like, just wanted to make the game as like this kind of like concept thing just for fun, and then it turned into like this massive like thing, and it was just so crazy. I remember seeing his videos for like the first time, and like I basically emailed him instantly, and I'm like, I could make music for the game, and then I got on, and then all of this other stuff happened to get to where I am at the minute. It's been a long time, like development wise at this point, I would say.
Yeah,
quite a while.
I bet it's really straining, and I wouldn't say, I would hope not stressful for you guys to work on the game, as I would probably assume that you guys are just kind of taking all the free time that you've got to work on it, and focusing on what's important first, which is absolutely great and okay, because trust me, I do the same thing when it comes to my workload. I focus on work first, focus on what I need to, and then I come back to YouTube to do what I need to. But whenever the game comes out, whether it be December, later, earlier, I honestly am praying for a huge success with the game, and I'm really glad that they got you on the team for it, especially. You seem like a really awesome, I'd say coworker. I don't know if you want to say co-developer, co-worker, whatever, but you're an awesome team member, great owner, lead developer, lead composer. So I think you've done an amazing job so far, seriously.
That does mean a lot. Also, to what I call developers, I usually use the term colleagues personally.
Colleagues, okay.
It's like that professional swagger, like...
Oh, okay.
Just that little professional vibe, But it's my preferred term.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much all the questions I got. I wrote everything down before I came in here. I tried to get as much information as I could, but when more information with Give Me Your Best comes out, I'm definitely gonna be taking a look at that. I'm gonna be extremely excited to see what you guys have in store for the community and for anybody who's on Roblox. So I wish you guys the absolute best of luck with everything for Give Me Your Best, and I really hope everything goes well.
I also hope everything goes well with your channel and whatnot, because I actually very much enjoy your content. I remember seeing the video because one of my colleagues, Obley, sent me the video, and I was like, oh my god, an alternative person like myself reacting to like some of my music. This is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if you I don't remember exactly what we were talking about specifically when you had mentioned the alternative. It was my tattoos, was it, or was it like a shirt I was wearing?
It was like, if I remember correctly, I feel like
because I definitely got like the black emo hair.
Yeah. I feel like when it comes to things, it's like sort of like the emo hair, like the general appearance, like some of the like ear piercings and whatnot, like and definitely the tattoos.
Trust me, I'm trying to stretch the hell out of my ears. I hope you had a good experience with us talking everything. I hope it didn't take too long. Yeah, it did.
No, it's completely fine. It was actually a conversation, and like I had a lot of fun talking about this kind of thing.
Out of respect, if I can ask you, how old are you?
I'm 18.
18. Wow, you're fucked, dude. Dude, you're literally making like top-notch quality content. Damn, dude, you're only fucking 18. What the hell? I feel like I have wasted my life. I'm about to be 23 later this year. Fuck me, dude.
I mean, I always, ever since I was younger, just like viewed things as like, always like pursue your dreams, like even if you're close to giving up and whatnot. So I guess I kind of took that perspective and applied it enough to kind of get to where I am.
Absolutely. Yeah, dude, I'm so fucking, like, congratulations on everything you've done so far. You are getting a really good head start with what you're doing, and I think Give Me Your Best is gonna really set things off and really set the bar high, especially for ASIM games on Roblox and where they're at right now. So yeah, it's been a pleasure talking to you. We're probably gonna go ahead and end the recording. I'm gonna do my outro stuff after, but
yeah.
But thank you so much for talking. It's been a pleasure. I hope everything goes well with what you're doing, and whatever side projects you may have going, and with Give Me Your Best especially. I hope it all goes well.
Thank you so much. I hope like the content creation goes well. I hope that little guitar playing goes well as well, because that honestly sounds like a lot of fun. I am livid because my guitar, which I think my guitar is like, I think it's like what? I think it's is this 6 string? I think it is. The top string, it's broken, and I can't use it properly.
What? Top string is broken and you can't use it?
I mean, I can still use it, but it lacks the range. And what if I want to play solos on it?
Dude, a string costs like $3.
I'm too lazy to pay for it. I keep forgetting. It slips my mind. I'm like, I have a broken string, and I'm like, oh, but I have to restring it, and I'm like, oh, but I don't want to. I'm lazy.
I can't even lie. I literally have another guitar in my closet besides the one I just got, which also had a broken string. But the thing is literally in shambles besides the broken string. So I replaced the string like 6 times, and the thing just never it never works. It's a really old guitar from like probably 2002, something like that. But it's like a metal acoustic hybrid. I'm pretty sure. I don't really remember.
Oh,
but
nice.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, you should definitely try to get more into that as well. It's definitely something. When it comes to hobbies, once you get good at it, it really feels good. I got a coworker at my job actually who used to be in a death metal band from Colorado, and he was telling me, he was like, dude, once you start, it like everyone's gonna look at you so much differently, but you're gonna look at yourself so much differently too, because it's an extremely talented thing to do. Seriously, like once you get used to it and you get the practice in and you get comfortable, it's so fun. It really is.
Yeah, and it's just like all about learning things. Like I want to learn like several instruments. I want to learn like drums. I want to learn the guitar. I want to learn the bass guitar. Like
Nice.
I'm a little bit familiar with pianos and keyboards and whatnot because I tend to work with them at times. Just given the college stuff, I've had, you know, a lot of synthesizers or like MIDI keyboards in general that I've had to play around with.
Yeah.
It's always fun to do that though.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys for tuning into the new video. I know it was a lot different than what we usually do, but I was really excited to talk to this person, and honestly, I think the game's, like, I'm hyped up for it. I think you guys should check it out if you haven't already, but make sure to like and subscribe if you guys haven't already, and leave a comment down below if you guys want to see any more content like this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!